Laundromat vibes. Wait for everybody to get in here. Wait on people to get in here. Yep, I got straight off of work. I got straight off of work and came right in here. Came straight to the laundromat. Wash some clothes. I ain't worried about nothing either. I ain't worried about nothing. A lot of people be like, "What? You ain't scared of nothing like that?" Nah, I go anywhere. What's up, viewer? Whoever viewing, what's up? Yeah, I go anywhere. I be in the laundromat anytime and anywhere. No place fears me. Yeah, no place fears me. But yo, check it. Like that dude that they just unalive though, Charlie something. Yo, let me tell you something. I unfortunately I seen that coming. Do you know why? Because his values. That's why. Because when it comes to America, America is fake. It's not real. You cannot stand on the same nothing. You can't stand on it. And what's up, Jada? And when it comes to that, yo, like that separates like good people from fake people, real people from fake people. Like your values, my values have stayed the same since birth and will not change. That's why I speak out against certain things, certain sexualities and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that dude Charlie that they just unalive, like he was doing the same thing. He was tearing them to pieces. He was tearing them apart. Thank you for the hearts. He was tearing them apart. You know what I'm saying? And them folks couldn't take it. They didn't want to accept the fact that most of them had mental illnesses because you have to. In my book, you are mentally unstable if you if you claim another gender. You are mentally unstable. Straight like that. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining my live. Rest in peace. I know, man. The dude was cool, and I was looking at his picture. I was like, man, that dude look familiar, yo. I was like, please don't tell me it's that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because dude was knocking them down, and he was letting them know, man, y'all are delusional. That's what they do to leaders, yo. They do. If anybody who stand up against what the system is trying to put down, that is completely mind altering and dangerous for the mindset, like mindset altering to the point where people is out here considering themselves as women and they're whole men, and then you have kids out here considering themselves as girls or homosexual, all that stuff. Like, yo, that's a mental illness. That's a mental illness. There's no way you can be born liking the same gender to where you want to live your life out with that. That's not right at all. And I know I ain't the only, I don't care. I don't care if I get any views on it. I don't care if people leave out my room for talking like this. I don't care. But my values have not changed, and in fact, they've gotten stronger. And I will continue to stand on my values. So, dude had values, and everybody was delusional. They was very delusional, and he was telling them that they was very delusional. And like he was literally like one. It's like if they can get a crowd of people to think the same thing, it's like all birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? But it was a bunch of delusional people, and he was tearing them up. He was giving them a chance to debate it, and he was crushing them every single time. What's up, ATL Chronicles? Some of the stuff he said was accurate, but a lot of what he said I didn't agree with. He didn't deserve to die for that, though. Like 100, though, I mean, at least he was speaking out. And no, especially not that way. Especially not that way. He probably had plans to, plan. He probably planned out the rest of his year. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody to just be so butthurt that they literally had to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, everywhere I go, I got one of them too. I got one of them on me everywhere I go. Because people, I know how I am. You know what I'm saying? I know my values, and I know that my views and opinions be triggering people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really have no friends. That's why I don't really rock with family members, especially close ones, because of my values. You know what I'm saying? They trigger. They're very triggering, and yeah, humanity is fooked. I'm gonna say it's fooked. It's fooked, bro. For real, it definitely is, brains. And the real, like only the real recognize real, and we know when to get up out of here. Like we know when it's time to bounce. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's kind of going on. You know what I'm saying? They did Kevin Samuels the same way, man. And he was Kevin Samuels. I was standing behind him, 10 toes down, because I'm sitting here flicking through YouTube and Facebook, and I'm sitting here found him. I said, finally, somebody that's talking with some sense. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin Samuels was putting females in their place because number one, they're not understanding their demographics, they're not understanding their true value, and they're not knowing how to appreciate a man for valuing them even though their value is low. You know what I'm saying? And that's just true facts. I didn't care for Kevin Samuels, but they definitely had him taken out. Well, I apologize if you didn't agree with Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels was an advocate for men, and I don't know if what your gender is, but we don't have us men. We don't have a lot of people sticking up for us. We really don't. What we say does not matter, apparently. Like nobody is valuing our existence in my book. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you're female. Okay, but nobody's value. Y'all got a lot of women that's speaking out about y'all. You know what I'm saying? There's even men speaking out about y'all, but us men, we don't have a lot of men that's literally out here speaking up for us. We don't, and I'm talking about with some authority, with enough valuable say so that it actually change, make a difference. You know what I'm saying? And so we're how you say, like we're not protected, and like I feel like we're under attack. Like us men are under attack. You know what I'm saying? Like so, because anytime something happens and we stand up for our rights, we go to jail, and then um, there like it's we have to prove our innocence first. We're not innocent until proven guilty. We're guilty until proven innocent, and that's how they get us because there's hardly anybody that's willing to prove us to be innocent. Trust me, trust me from experience. My attorney acted more as a freaking prosecutor like last week, 2 weeks ago. Acted more as a prosecutor. Kevin Samuels had some good points, but he put down black women really badly. The black community had him taken out, just like the white community took down Charlie. I don't think that's true. The black community did not take out Kevin Samuels. Not in my book. The black community did not take out Kevin Samuels. I think the same powers took out Kevin Samuels because what he was doing was he was attacking the delusion. When you attack, see, everything is promoted for delusion. You know what I'm saying? It promotes delusion. And he was attacking the delusion, just like Charlie was attacking the delusion. That's what he was doing. And anytime, and you know from experience, anytime you attack delusion, when I mean attack by, I mean strike it down. Like you got to strike evil down, scratch a lie, find a thief type of deal. Anytime you do that, anytime you like go to like expose a narcissist and stuff like that, expose delusion. Them folks are really narcissistic. I think everybody who's delusional is narcissistic, very narcissistic. So he was going against those narcissists. Kevin just spoke fast, and women got mad. They definitely did. They got really mad because they sitting here with 4 and 5 kids, three, four, and five baby daddies and still think that they qualify for a man that has zero kids and has a freaking $100,000 or $200,000 income is gonna see them and be like, I want her and I want to raise all of her kids. Excuse me, y'all. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. You gotta put yourself in position. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. You have to put yourself in position, change your demographics, and you might have a chance. But ultimately, there's not, high value men like that choosing these women that got all these kids. It don't work like that. Like if a high value man chooses a woman that got a bunch of kids, he's gonna choose multiple women that got multiple kids. He's not just gonna have one woman and she got 8 or 9 kids by 3 or 4, 5 dudes. No, because he's a high value man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, even he know that's not really a super valuable woman because people didn't have her, and that's one thing us men judge women based off of who had you and how many. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at you got all these kids and be like, she must got some good. No, she giving it up. She giving it up. He hit the nail on the head about a lot of women. I agree with that. He did. He definitely did. I'm gonna read your comments. I got you. And thank you for engaging, y'all. You're a smart guy, bro. I hope God blesses you. MLK, JFK, etc. Same over and over. History repeats itself. He right. And that's true. I want her and to raise all her kids. Oh hell no, that sounds crazy. Yeah, that's a woman being delusional. I got 3 kids, and I honestly don't think I qualify for a high value woman because I have 3 kids by one woman though. I have one baby mom, you know, and I might have 3 kids. I'm just gonna say that I might have 3 kids. I don't know. My kid's mom was moving kind of real. She was moving weird, and she was living a whole nother life behind my back, you know. But anywho, I don't think I qualify for a woman that's making $200,000 and $300,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Because who wants to deal with a person with a baby mama or a person with a baby daddy? You know what I'm saying? Or multiple baby daddies. One is probably acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just say one is probably acceptable because as men we are very lenient. But come on now, multiple baby daddies, no. So I'm now just talking about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was putting them women of delusion in their place. He was exposing them. They was the ones that was sabotaging the relationships. They was the ones that was sabotaging the marriages. They were the ones that was calling divorce first. Because in the long run, they couldn't they couldn't stay. They couldn't even make themselves stay because they got bored and uninterested. They wasn't raised to stay. They weren't raised to stay. They wasn't raised to stay. All my man do is go to work and come home. He don't never want to go out. Well, why he don't never want to go out? Look at the price of everything. Look at the price of everything. Are you working? You're not working. So of course he's not gonna want to go out all the time because you don't even work, and he has to pay for it every single time. So he's gonna shorten that up. He's gonna slow that up. He's not gonna sit here and buy you every single thing that you ask for every week. He's gonna shorten that up because there's one income. So Kevin Samuels he was just you know what I'm saying? Like really connect the dots for these women, and they was getting mad. They was getting upset because they was sitting here thinking, oh, my bad, y'all. They was up here thinking they way up here, and I'm talking about they treating they kids bad. They treating him bad. They treating him bad. They dogging him out, all because his job not paying enough, or because his car not nice enough, or the house that they was living in wasn't nice enough, or whatever the case was. And they sitting here dogging the good man out, thinking that they're gonna get a better man, and that ain't even no. And another thing people don't understand is that yeah, you can love somebody, but you're not gonna fall in love with every single body that you come into contact with. All right, but I can guarantee you that everybody you come in contact with, will want a relationship with you. But that don't mean you're gonna fall in love with that person. So, like in my opinion, man, people just better just try to stick to themselves for a while, because and don't go looking. Don't even go looking, because you can look and find, but you're not gonna be in love. Like, that's really important in a relationship. And a lot of women fall out of love. They fall out of love. You know what I'm saying? Because they not putting their mind on other things. They're not really contributing. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's the same thing with men too. But Kevin Samuels was definitely an advocate for us, and he was definitely, and I was getting a kick out of it. I was like, finally, yes, finally. That was like my payback. You know what I'm saying? For how I was treated. That was my payback, to see him dog them out and it actually be facts. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Yeah, money don't make you high value just alone. You also need character. You also need character. You know what I'm saying? Like like a lot of people just don't understand that. They think high value because you smart. You know, so I'm high value because I'm smart. Yeah, but what did you do with that smart stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm high value because I got good this and I got good that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but do you not know that us men really can pay for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can just go pay for it. You know what I'm saying? I fumbled a good man before and have never found a man like him again. I was not mature enough to realize that. Thank you for the accountability, girl. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna pin that. We're just gonna pin it, all right? And don't. That's super accountability right there. Listen, I understand that, and that's, you've been thinking about it. You definitely thought about it. Yes, you can fumble a good person because you're not mature enough. You know what I'm saying? And it's lack of experience. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that that person's being conservative because they probably got something that they want to do for you, and they're trying to surprise you. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, mature, like, if that person gone, you tidy up the crib while they gone. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you're gonna have to do. If you don't work, then that's the road that you fall in. If a significant other work, then you take care of home. If both of y'all work, then both of y'all can try to take care of home. But if one work, one don't, the person who don't work has to take care of home. Has to take care of home. That man, he may say, oh yeah, don't worry about this, but take care of home. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women think that, oh, ain't nobody's made. Well, go get your own house then. You don't want to be nobody made. Go get your own house. And then you can sit, oh, you can't because you don't have a job. You're not working. Well, you can't. That's why your family, look, that's why parents get rid of their children at an early age, at like 18, 19. It's like when the kid turn 18, and my nose is running, y'all. Stop it up. But if the kid turn 18, and them parents are observing, and especially they good parents, they observing. And them parents see that that kid ain't sitting here trying to get a job or trying to go back to school, and that kid just being a couch potato in the way when they cleaning up, because nobody like to clean up around somebody. Like, I don't like for somebody to be sitting on my couch and I'm sitting here vacuuming and cleaning up around. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? My mom taught me that too. Shout out to my mom. She taught me that. But once some parents start saying that, they gonna send them on about their business. They gonna be like, look, you wanna don't you got friends? Like, you don't wanna like roommate with your friends? You know what I'm saying? They gonna get them on up out of here. Cause no, we're not about to go through that. You're not about to sit here and then graduate it and think you're gonna parlay. No, that's not how life works around here. We're born into this world. Unfortunately, we didn't ask to be here, and unfortunately, we have to do positive, legitimate things to survive. Yes, you can depend on me. Sure, you can depend on me, but you got to show me you passed the test of graduating. I'm still your parent. Now it's time for you to go and see if you got what it takes to get a job and hold it down. And then from there, then you can get a apartment or something. And then from there, you can work your way up and get your house. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of women admit to that. Zay, you exactly right. You were exactly right. Because there are types of women that if a man can't pay their bills, they replace the man instead of getting a job. Versus women who, if a man can't pay their bill, a woman is willing to get a job to help pay her own bills. See, that it's different. That's why when it comes to me and women, when it comes to me and a woman, I don't care if you know what I'm saying, work or not. I really don't care. I can take care of all of that. But I care about what you're willing to do. And if you're willing to, if you can see, if we talking one day and I be like, man, I can't pay this bill right here. You know what I'm saying? And I try to explain. I probably explain my bills to you or whatever the case is, or the bills to you or whatever. And then it click in your mind. All right, well I need to go and find a job so I can pick up the slack a little bit. And you actually do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see potential in a relationship, stuff like that, off of what you're willing to do. You got to insert yourself. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna give you the cheat sheet. You have to literally observe my life and see and envision yourself asserting yourself into my life and if it'll work or not. And get to work. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you for like saying that, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for saying that. Stuff happens, you feel me? But a lot of people who fumble good people, they tend to get in other relationships and they'll sabotage that relationship once they felt like they learned enough new stuff and then try to go back. And it still don't kind of work out, you know what I'm saying? Because they still kind of lacking growth. You know what I mean? So sometimes, like, if you fumbled a good person, let that good person come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let that good person find their way back to you. Don't go chasing for that person. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a content. Somebody posted a content and said that why would a man, like, why would I chase you if if women don't let men wait? Why would I chase you if women go for men that they want? Does that make sense? So it's like, if I'm chasing you, then apparently you don't want me because I have to chase you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let that person come back to you. That means go about your daily life, build yourself up, literally focus on yourself, and you can feel it. You can feel when somebody's gonna circle back. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be when you want it, but it be on time. You know what I'm saying? That's your true facts. You feel me? Let me go check my Let me go check my clothes right quick. I got about 3 minutes on one and 13 minutes on one. I'm gonna let these go ahead and do the whole 3 minutes because I kind of ran out of change. I lost my other card. You can load money up here, and I lost the other one. It's in the house somewhere. It got money on it too. So I didn't load enough money up here. Not that I didn't have enough. I just wasn't trying to load so much. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to end up doing a GoFundMe because I got to come up with $1,550 by November 15th, with which that is my son Carter's birthday. He'll be 6 years old. These folks just keep taking money. They took my truck. They took my truck. They took my freedom. They took my innocence. They took my peace. And now they taking money out of my kids' mouths again. That's why I had went and got my CDLs because I was gonna get up out of here. Because once I seen how the system works, I seen how the system works. The system works towards men. I seen it, and it did not feel good. I seen how the system acts based off of what a woman says versus what a man says. When I seen how they was willing to do me just off of a lie, I said, oh nah. And then, my kid's mom wanted to sit here and take the kids and move all across summer everywhere, go from house to house. I don't know where they're at. She's lying to me, not being transparent. Everybody is just not helping out. Everybody is not saying, hey, listen, we're going to help you. Just no help, no resources anywhere. I said, you know what? It's time to get on the road so I can see this country because I was convinced that this place was trying to unalive me. I had police officers put their hands on me for no reason at all. I had police officers lie on me, literally lie on me, put a fake warrant out for my arrest because they said that they was chasing me and I got away. Now what? I'm in Nash County. Nash County. When whoever they chase, they get. And they don't get far. And nobody gets away. So you mean to tell me I got away in this 2001 Chevrolet Suburban? You mean to tell? I know I got it souped up, but you mean to tell me I got away? Come on now. Come on now. Put a warrant out for my arrest. Man, it's just ridiculous. So once I seen all of that, I said, you know what? I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to get up out of here. And I went and got my CDLs. So I went and got them. And then I had the females I was in class. This is how I lost them. The female on graduate, well, it wasn't necessarily graduation night, but maybe like a couple of days. No, it was on graduation night. We was out celebrating, just me and like two other females because it was all females in the class. They literally lured me out the house because I wasn't working and I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job. I wasn't working, and so I didn't have any money to celebrate. So I was like, cool. I'm about to just sit home. You know what I'm saying? Sit home and try to figure out what trucking company I'm going to choose to go with. And I had also started opening up my trucking company, which is Go and Get It Trucking. So so they called me. Okay, that's done. So they called me and I have it on my YouTube. It's called I named it When the Devil Calls. They I was live, you know, and when they called me, they was like, Trail, come out. You know, we're everybody's gonna be here. The director's gonna be here. Everybody, we're celebrating. Come out, we're celebrating. And I was like, no, I was like, I don't really have no money, so I'm gonna just stay at the house. And so the girl was like, listen, you gonna miss out on a whole lot because you ain't got no money now. Come on out with us. Come on. We're going to the bowling alley. Let's go, let's go. So I was like, all right, cool. They was like, we're gonna pay your way or whatever. I was like, all right, cool, thanks, all right, bet. You know, and at that point, I was tired of people paying my way. You know what I'm saying? I was tired of that. You know, so that's another reason why I didn't want to go because I was tired of that. But I went out there and nobody showed up, but the girls and the directors. I mean, the owner of the training company, his son was there. But the people that I was told was gonna be there, they was not there. The director, the teacher. I mean, I had a carpentry teacher that he's like been some like a friend since we met earlier on in the year, and they didn't show up. And so I was like, well, where are they? They was like, well, they should be on the way, but they never came. You know. So they was like, let's go to the liquor store. Let's go to the liquor store. And so I hopped in their car with them, and we went to the liquor store. And one of the girls sent me $20. Now me, once she sent me that 20, you think I was gonna spend that 20 on some alcohol? I already didn't have a job. So that was like the only 20 that I had. I had to buy Caprio's dog food because at that point it was just me and Caprio. But I had to buy Caprio some dog food, you know what I'm saying? And his dog food is like $10 and some change. So that 20, that's 10 and some change going already. You know what I mean? So 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 all right, so they sent me the money. I goes in the alcohol store and I go and get like the small little thing of Jose Cuervo, very small, you know, because I wasn't really drinking anyway. So I wanted like just something small, you know what I'm saying, just to sip on. And I got back in the car, and then the other young lady, she got in the car, and she was like 20, 22. She got in the car and she got like a big thing. I can't even do it on the camera, but a really big thing of whiskey, Jack Daniels. And I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. And she's like teeny. And I was like, whoa. I was like, no, that's a little too much for you, ain't it? I was like, you know, that stuff put hair on your chest. I was like, but if you need a designated driver, I would take you home. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, no, I'm good. I'm all right. This ain't nothing. Oh, okay, cool. So boom, when we got to we left the alcohol store. We got to the bowling alley, and I went and got me a styrofoam cup from the little stand that they got where they cook food and stuff like that. And I asked them for a cup of ice. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted that stuff to be watered down. So I asked for a big cup of ice and poured my little shot in the ice. Boom. You feel me? Um, and sipped on it, sat my cup down, boom. It was my turn to bowl, so I'm bowling. I'm having a great time. But I started to notice, no, so I goes back to my cup, boom, sip it again, boom, put it back down, and it's melting because it's very hot in there. So I'm bowling my turn. I'm bowling. I'm having a ball, yo. And I started noticing that everybody else wasn't having as much fun as I was. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to my cup and sip it, and then the owner's son, his name was Diego. He had like his cup up, but he was like looking like that, like, and you know what I'm saying, to the point where it's like when I turned to do that to turn back around, I seen him sitting down. He was sitting down, and I seen that look he had on his face, and I'll never forget this look. I will never forget this look. So the person like in here like inside of me was like, did you see that? You know, and then it was like, I remember my mom telling me you should never put your cup down. Maybe you done something to your cup. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't think nothing of it because I trust these people. So I'm bowling or whatever. I'm bowling, losing. I suck at bowling. All right. So, but I'm still having a good time. There's so much good going on. So I asked the girl. I was like, "Hey, bring me my cup. Bring me my cup, cause I'm about to bowl again or whatever." And so she brought me my cup, and it was like kind of full, and had like a piece of ice floating at the top of it, from what it looked like a piece of ice. And you know, I'm thinking that all the ice had melted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm drinking it. I threw it back. I'm drinking it, and then once I get to the bottom of my cup, it started tasting bitter, really, really bitter. And so I'm like, whoa, like, it got on me. I was like, whoa, like, I was like, is this my cup? And she had this smirk on her face. She was like, mm-hmm. And I was like, did you put something in it? And she was like, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what you put in it? She was like, I put my drink in it. And I was like, oh, man, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? And so, like, I know I know how dangerous it is mixing alcohols. It's very, very dangerous. You do not want to mix clear with brown. You don't want to mix Jose Cuervo with clear or brown. You don't want to do none of that. All right. So after that, like, we end up, like, I played, like, maybe I was feeling fine. I wasn't. It didn't really. I was good. You feel me? And I played a couple rounds of pool, maybe like 2 rounds of pool, 2 or 3 rounds of pool, somewhere around there. And I lost miserably. Everybody had like a +1 except me. I was like a fifth wheel. Um, and I decided to leave. I was like, I'm about to go. I'm about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go home. You know? Because I'm a fifth wheel. It's not like I'm going home with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, like, on my way home, my control arm broke on my truck. And I lost control of my truck because it locked my wheel up. Locked my wheel up. I lost control of my truck. And I was spinning. I found myself spinning. I'm sitting here just spinning. Like, the truck is just spinning in circles. And I hit the curve and it hit the pole. Boom. Right? I got out the truck like, what's going on? Like, I'm in a panic. Like, and I see a car way off in the distance. And I'm trying to flag the car down so they can come help me. But that car that was in the distance would not come help me. Like, they would not. And I was like, man, why are they not coming to help me? Like, what? So I stopped, like, jumping up in the street. I stopped doing all that. And I just went because I see the truck wasn't on fire or nothing. And I just went to go look at the truck to see what was going on with it. And it was really dark, because that pole had fell. It was really dark in that area, so I really couldn't see. Even, like, with my phone light on, I could really barely see what was going on because with this phone, there was a cover over it, you know what I'm saying, over my light. But then the police pulls up. Police pulls up. In the midst of me squatting down, trying to see what's going on, here's the police behind me, literally behind my back. Pulls up. What's going on? And I was like, oh no, I'm trying to figure out what spun me out. And he was like, we got a phone call. And then I was like, well, something happened to my truck and spun me out. And I'm trying to figure out what spun me out. He goes, and I turn around, and start walking back to the truck. He goes, hold on, I smell alcohol. I smell alcohol. Come on, take a sobriety. And I'm like, nope, I'm not about to do that. I ain't gonna take no sobriety. You know what I'm saying? Upset, mad, because I'm sitting here like, man, I just told you something spun me out on my truck. And I'm trying to figure out what spun me out. Why are you talking about sobriety test? You know what I'm saying? So it made me mad. It really made me mad. So once I refused the sobriety test, he automatically arrested me. Automatically got arrested. And he told me, he said, now, since you refused, buddy, you can say bye-bye to those CDLs for a year. They gone. And this was September 28th, 2024. So it didn't. Oh, it gets worse. So he put me in the car, and then a whole bunch of other police officers pull up, and then after a while, they all in like a circle. They huddled around each other in a circle. I'm upset. I'm upset, and I told them I don't consent to no seizures or no searches. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want them to go in my truck. Not that I had anything to hide, but I just didn't want them to go in my truck. I didn't want them to tow my truck because I was gonna find a tow person. I was gonna find somebody to tow my truck myself. But they end up going in my truck. They end up finding my firearm, and they took my firearm, um, and they took my bag of ammo because I carry a firearm and I carry rounds with me, rounds. And so they took that, and then took me to the magistrate office. When we got to the magistrate office, I sat in their car for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes because he sat outside talking to the magistrate, the man. Now this man tried to lock me up once before. The magistrate did when I told y'all that my kid's mom had put that fake warrant, like had the police officers basically put that fake warrant out for my arrest. She had something to do with all of that. Um, so he tried to lock me up then, and I told him, I was like, hey, listen, no, I didn't do anything. Like, so, um, this go round when the man came and got me out of the police car, he took me inside of the magistrate office. I'm sitting here recording. I'm recording because they didn't know I was recording. They didn't know I was recording. I was recording the whole time. I had the phone in my pocket. I was recording the second time, not the first time, because the first time they took me, um, I think it was because he was gonna get a warrant for my blood, which at that point, you know, I was like something was wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? I was up here, but my body just wasn't doing what I needed it to do. It just wasn't right at all. You know what I'm saying? And and so I was gonna just have him take my blood, which I told him to take my blood. I said take my blood because I was like something's wrong with me. I can't. Something's wrong. And he did a warrant for my blood or whatever. He went through that type of process. And then they took me to draw blood and stuff like that. And then I started recording then, which I have it on recording. And when I listen back to it, it's very embarrassing because I do not sound like myself at all. I don't sound like myself at all. I sound if I could explain, if I could compare what I sound like, I sounded like somebody drunk off of like moonshine or something. Just picture this big white hillbilly with a hair. You seen Waterboy, and he was like, "They know that man who talk like that." Like just picture somebody like him, really big, same clothes, attire, hairy chest out, sweaty. I just sounded like that. I didn't sound like myself at all. You know what I'm saying? And so once he found out that I was recording, he held me in contempt, and then he put me in jail for 3 weeks for that because I was recording because I didn't know what they was gonna do with me. You know what I'm saying? They already they already like was doing me dirty. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that police officer was doing me dirty, so I was just afraid. Like I didn't know what it was gonna do to me. You know, so he put me in jail for 3 weeks for recording. I didn't know you can't record in a magistrate office. I didn't know that a magistrate office is a courtroom. I didn't know that. Apparently, it's a courtroom. I didn't know that. A court proceeding is them filling out something for a warrant. That's a court proceeding. Didn't know that. So he put me in jail for 3 weeks. So at that point, that's why I'm over this place. It's a magnet. Keep that right there. I'm completely over this place. I gotta get me. I'm looking at some of the dryers, but I gotta get me some headphones. But yeah, I'm really over this place because if a female can sit here and lie, If she can lie like my kid's mom lied and said that I threatened to shoot her in the face with my 12 gauge shotgun. And I'm just like, I didn't tell her that. What? And now I'm getting swarmed with police officers. I'm getting swarmed with police officers because of that. Like, no. I'm getting up out of here, and I'm still gonna get up out of here. I'm still getting up out of here. I'm not gonna settle here. And it's in the Bible, y'all. Take it from me. It's in the Bible. You're not supposed to settle where you're born at. Oh, freaking spider web right there, and I'm tall. You're not supposed to settle where you're born at. So don't, just because your folks, parents and all them settled there, don't mean you know what I'm saying, shit settled there. You got to spread your wings and get on up out of there. You got to spread your wings and get on away from there. How you gonna meet different people? How you gonna meet different people, a different type of people, if you're sitting here in the same areas that you was born in, going to the same school that your parents went to? Parents just they don't read the Bible. Folks don't read the Bible, so you're not gonna know that. But I wanted to leave, and I chose Goshen, Indiana. I chose Goshen, not knowing that that's in the Bible. Goshen is, not Indiana. But that's the place that Joseph wanted to send his dad, Jacob, and his brothers, Benjamin. He wanted to send them there. My clothes are washed, and I have a new vehicle. Yeah, they may have taken my car, but I prevail. I prevail because I put God first. I have an Infinity. I prevailed. Look at that. And it's a nice car. I keep it clean too. It's like a dream car for me. It's like a dream car. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. This was like a dream car. And I paid for it. I saved my money up and I bought this car. They is not gonna do that to me. And then right now they trying to still ruin my life still, because my attorney made me take a plea deal, and now I have to have this freaking blower machine in my car. Just completely violated my car. But still, I rise. I'm just making sure I ain't leaving nothing. I'm about to get out of here. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I do have a TikTok. I'm gonna go live on TikTok tomorrow night because I'm gonna start reading the Bible over there. All right, but I'm gonna get my other phone going so I can go live up here, and I'm gonna start reading the Bible. Yep, I'm gonna start reading the Bible. We're gonna start at page 1, and we're gonna learn how all of this stuff was created, and we're gonna learn the Adam and Eve story, so y'all can stop hearing it from everywhere else, and you can get your own idea. I mean, you can draw your own conclusion on how all of this stuff happened. All right. And God did destroy the first civilization because all they thought was malice. Every thought was malice, evil. And that's where the 40 days and 40 nights came from. Yep. So what you think going on now? And he said that, well, he would destroy it with fire. Maybe he's going to destroy the earth with gunfire next go around, or this go around. Gunfire. He forgot the G part, didn't he? But it's the real DJ Monster. We out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all. And y'all have a good day. We at it first thing in the morning. Go exercise. Do you like 10 sit-ups? Do you 10 push-ups? Do you some Russian roulettes? 10 Russian roulettes. Start your morning off right. All right, and drink your bottles of water. All right, I'll see y'all later. Peace. Let's get on up.